Many people fail to respond to RFE or file an application before the deadline. This is why we offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you. Not everyone qualifies. First, you need to speak with our CARES team. We receive many requests, so we recommend you answer a few questions on our website, greencardguys.com. Our mission is to help people live and work in America legally. Go ahead and subscribe below and follow and share. Talk to you soon. All right, welcome to the show. Let me put my lights on. All right, a lot of stuff to talk about with immigration. Hope you all are doing okay. Welcome to greencardguys.tv. It's been a minute since I've been live on YouTube, at least. I went live on TikTok, had that opportunity. Thankfully, had a chance to speak with y'all. So if you're returning, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, my name is John Ting. I practice immigration law in the United States, helping you secure your legal status to live and work in America. Go figure. You might think it's obvious, but unfortunately, we don't help people get a visa outside the United States. We do get a couple phone calls like that. We also don't help deport people. So if you got a spouse, and even if you're a U.S. citizen, you want to try to deport your ex, do what you got to do. Contact ice.gov, but we don't do that. We help you live and work in America legally, okay? So I definitely do agree that if you got to make that call to an immigration law firm, that you got to do what you got to do. All right. All right. So you're welcome to drop questions in the comment section. Let's see here. All righty. So today's session, we're just going to Q&A. All right. Of course, the main topic of the day, the past couple months or a month, has been Biden's Parole in Place program. Okay. So if you're interested about that, I can start with that topic. And then you're always welcome to join the show, whether it's YouTube or TikTok. We're not going to show Facebook's the love today. All right. They're just kind of off my radar right now. Of course, my mouse is not working. Okay. So let's see. You're welcome to ask a question, and please share our channel because we are in follow. If you appreciate the way we share information, because all right, I'm trying to get the 10,000 we call it followers, community members here on TikTok and also YouTube. But YouTube currently allows playlist. Okay, TikTok I got to get the 10,000 because it allows me to create playlist. And what I mean by that is, y'all have certain questions. Now, usually the answer for us is the same, at least for immigration attorneys. So it allows me to create a video and just park it right there. And we could just, if you DM us, I could reply to you as my marketing team member, Maria, can reply to you, say, hey, it's in this specific playlist, like how to type of playlist. All right. So anyways, I do see some questions now. Thank you for your trust to ask them. And we go straight to the punch here. We go straight to the source, the answer. We don't waste your time, all right? Even on a live show, there's no fluff here, all right? All right, hopefully you can see me a bit better there. You okay, Haji? Your green card is pending since for 16 months. You mean the application is a 485 or something else? Can you tell me what you should do next? I'm inferring, Haji, that you're talking about the 485 application. Yeah, 16 months is on the long side, that's for sure, especially with the trend in 2023 and 24 to have marriage cases for AOS in about 3 to 5 months is the median time. Now, you filed in 2022 and you're still waiting, then you definitely need to file a lawsuit, okay? If you filed in 2023, early 2023, at this point, you should consider filing a mandamus lawsuit is what we call it, all right? If you don't know information about it, that's okay. We're your go-to source, all right? Not every immigration attorney helps with that, all right? Because you have to have a specific certification with that court, all right? So our website, greencardguys.com, has a free guide about that, along with other applications. We share more information on that. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I got a question on YouTube now. Hey, Booker. I think I recall your name. Welcome back. Do I think PIP is not yet published in Federal Register because cheeky political move so that program can start before any lawsuits? Yeah, that crossed my mind. Certainly crossed my mind. But actually, if I recall, DACA, I had more time to think about it. It's been a month now, right? Um, Time flies, man. Been more than a month. If I recall, DACA was the first application date was September, and I don't believe the rule was submitted for DACA because I remember because of lawsuits and whatnot under President Trump's administration that when Biden came into office in what 2021, January 2021, and time flies with the presidency too. Um, that he wanted to fortify DACA. So after that, DACA it was submitted into Federal Register when he took office. So about like 4 or 5 years later, that was submitted to Federal Register. So that I thought that was strange. Yeah, I would think like you would want to do it earlier, like now, as soon as something's announced, but that's not necessarily the case. Okay. Um, I don't think it's necessarily political, but that did cross my mind. I just think they're slow. I think that's what it is. I think they um, need to know more information. And I don't know. I just feel like if they going to replicate something similar with the military parole in place, which is authorized by Congress through that version of law, um, that you would think they kind of do something similar. But anyways, that's my quick opinion. If that was quick. All right, so I got a lot of questions, mostly on TikTok. I see another one on YouTube, so I'll get to you soon. Try my best to go in order as best as possible. TikTok is not as friendly about that because it does scroll it down to the most recent, which that is not a tip to copy and paste your questions, okay? Because I want to respect others here on the show. Stacy, before you miss your biometrics, how long does it take to reschedule another appointment? Biometrics office, they're subcontracted and they're um, actually, I think there's a website. I think there's a website that you can do to reschedule. So let me find that for you. If for anyone, and I mentioned like, hey, just go ahead and email us with this subject line. It's on my link on YouTube. It's like below in the description box. Okay, it starts with zaap.bio, and then on TikTok, if you click follow or my profile picture, you might as well go ahead and follow. But if you click the profile picture, then under that picture is a link. And in that link will be a little email icon. And the email that select that one, put in subject line for whatever I tell you to do. So in this situation, Stacy, type in biometrics link or something, rescheduling link, and I can remind my team to provide that link. Because I think they just shared that, the government just shared that a couple weeks ago. But in terms of your specific question, the timing, I'm not sure. Just it's more likely dependent on the local office. I think because in the past, especially with the starting with the pandemic, some clients just couldn't make it during that specific timing, date and time. So we just told people, and it worked. My colleagues did this as well. Advised us the same is that just show up, but in the morning, okay, like 8 in the morning. But if you want a guaranteed date, and I think that's what USCIS prefers, that you have a specific date and time to use that link. Okay, so we'll try to find that for you. Gosh, that was such a long answer. This is why lawyers talk a lot, you know? Most people don't want to talk to lawyers, but when you talk to us, we're going to share a lot of info. All right. Hope y'all doing well. Happy Friday to y'all. Someone asked, how big is the risk of traveling to Hawaii undocumented? Lawyers are risk adverse, and there's a reason why, right? Even though obviously Hawaii is one of I think the 50th state, actually the last state of America, it's outside the continental United States, right? You just can't cross over. And especially with the airlines issues, right? Because of Microsoft slash CrowdStrike, was it 2 weeks ago already now? Man, hope you all didn't have any travel issues, but for you just never know when the flight could get redirected to somewhere else. Okay, you just never know. I mean, if it's going to get redirected, it's more likely not to happen to another country, but you just never know. And so you just don't want to take that risk. I know some attorneys might be more like may advise to just go travel outside, but most of us would say don't do it. Okay, just wait until you get your residency. I hope you're eligible or advance parole. All right. So UV asked, you got internet-based final hearing. Is it better than in person? I generally prefer in person because I don't know. I mean, judges, of course, have to rely on your facts and the information and the facts, how it aligns with the government law, the laws. Okay, not government, the laws in general. But I feel like just the emotional part can be helpful. Emotions alone, obviously, are not going to help you win, right? So yeah, I generally would gear towards in person, but it depends on your attorney if you have one, on what they suggest or what your contract says for that. All right, let me switch over here to YouTube. Ashlyn Garcia, you have a pending 601 application. Do you need a new I-130 if advance, parole in place, even though you have an approved I-130, but currently it's consular process? Right. So, technically you don't need a new one, but I recommend you to file a new one after your parole in place application is approved. Okay. Currently, military parole in place is the first package is sent to the local field office. However, as Ashlyn has indicated, currently her petition is set for the location is set for outside the United States at a U.S. consulate or embassy. Why is that important? Because there is a form called the 824 where it moves the case file, moves. I don't know why it's this complicated, but it's an extra government fee process for you to move that case from that was supposed to go to the consulate or embassy outside America back to USCIS, right? Because parole in place, this whole new announcement is for the benefit of you not having to leave the United States. Yeah, there's no Staples easy button. I need to get sponsored by Staples. If you work in corporate over there, let me know. Okay. There's no easy button. I wish there was easy access to an email and they have this workflow. Say, hey, NVC, send it back to USCIS so it can just get redirected. But no, they don't have that. So with that being said, I recommend for Ashlyn or anyone else in this situation, if you have an I-130 that the location indicates essentially a U.S. consulate embassy, get back. You might have to refile that petition, okay? But don't be so quick right now to refile it. Let's wait on that parole in place application because I don't want you to waste your fees, okay? We'll keep you updated on that. All right, let me switch back over. All right, hope y'all doing well. I see a guest on TikTok, so let's bring him on. Let's just see if he's still there. What's up?
Hey, how are you?
How are you, sir?
How are you?
Welcome.
Quick question, if you have time.
Sure.
If the parents are a U.S. citizen and the kids are here still living there with ongoing or pending application, I don't want to tell the exact application it is. So do you think there is a way to get another application, start another application for getting a green card?
Well, for me to...
That's a difficult situation.
Yeah, I don't want to make assumptions, but for me to understand how, I have to understand more what type of application. I think I have an idea,
yeah.
But it sounds like you're not comfortable sharing it, especially in public.
Yeah.
So if you want, you can send me a DM and I'll try to reply, or someone else on my team can reply. But in general, I don't know. Is your question more about like if you have a current application pending, can you apply for something else?
Yeah, that's one question. Yeah, that's
okay.
Exactly what
All right, let me answer that one. Let me answer that one first.
someone had an application for, she has a green card and her husband is living outside. So
Okay.
it took like about 2 years. So she filed, I don't know the phone number, I don't know what is the phone number
It's
for the
okay.
husband.
Yeah.
So it took 2 years. Do you know why it takes so long?
Well, when you start with the number 5, I think I know which one you're talking about. But yeah,
Yeah.
we filed a lawsuit. We file lawsuits for that kind of situation also.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time when there's a delay on cases and we get the successful result we want, the government does not tell us, oh, by the way, I'm sorry, the delay was because we were slow. Like they don't give a specific reason. Or if they do, it would just say security check. They say that for everything, unfortunately.
Okay, thank you so much. You help a lot.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, it sounds like you might have like more questions about your friend or whoever. So welcome to schedule a meeting using our link, or just come back to the show.
All right. Have a great day.
All right, have a great day. Thank you. All right, I realize I don't think I answered his first question, but if you're still on, and for anyone else that has that first question he had, if you have an application pending right now, and you're wondering, can I apply for something else like this marriage parole in place or anything else? Generally, yes, you can. The only type of, and here's one reason why that you can remember this. USCIS is not funded by Congress. You fund them. Your money, your application fees help support their employees. Think about it that way. You guys are so nice to fund them. Okay, Congress doesn't do that. Makes you wonder. Is America really welcoming if they don't fund USCIS? It's kind of strange, isn't it? If you think about that. So, yeah, really, really strange. So, anyways, but there are specific situations where, like, if you have like TN visa, technically it doesn't allow dual intent, but most of y'all here are probably not in that type of situation. Okay, which there's a way around that too. All right, let's see. I think there's a Before I click on the next guest here on TikTok, I do see another question on YouTube. FAF, if you marry a U.S. citizen, will you still have to leave the country as an undocumented immigrant even though you married after June 17th? Okay, so if you married after June 17th, and if it's not backdated like a common law marriage, then yes. I mean, first, to answer your question, yes, you would have to leave the country after you apply for a waiver. Okay, which before the marriage PIP was announced, that's the default pathway. Okay, apply for a family unity waiver. The form number is 601A. Okay, yeah. I do think there could be some argument. I need to share my video. I think I did. I think I recorded it and published it on the YouTube sphere. I need to put that on TikTok for y'all. Okay. One of our core values is open-minded now, and need to think about other situations, help people who are not legally married by June 17th. All right. Let's go to Sunny. What's up, Sunny? You're on live.
Hi, good morning. Good afternoon, actually.
Good afternoon.
So, Mike, I came here as a visitor. So I got married to a U.S. citizen. So my EAD and I-130 petition is approved, but the travel document and I-485 is still pending. My I-130 is approved 3 months ago.
I'm sorry, when did you file the 485?
Everything was filed together around 13 months ago.
Okay, 13 months ago. Although in this marriage case, right? To U.S. citizen? Okay. Well, congrats on the I-130. All right. Unfortunately, not every case gets all the forms approved at the same time. But you're not the only one in this situation. And yes, you may have heard me talk about, or other attorneys talk about, the trend in the last 2 years has been for the 485 in general, or this package, is about 3 to 5 months. Okay, the median time. And
Yeah.
now, I don't want to assume your question, but your question could be like, what else you could do, like a lawsuit?
Yeah, my question is, okay, I can understand they probably take time for I-485, but my concern is the travel documents because I want to visit my parents and everything. So I'm desperately waiting for the travel document. So it's been more than 30 months, for the travel document too.
Yeah, we've had questions and clients in this situation that sometimes our clients are more concerned about the travel document. So yes, we sue for that, but when you sue for the travel document, you might as well include about contesting the 485 application at the same time, because of course ultimately you want to become a resident. Now,
Yes.
Now, I would say, like, if it was only the 485 application to file a lawsuit, I would say it's a little too early for a lawsuit. But
Yeah.
right now, you said 13 months for the I-131. I would file the lawsuit for that because that should not take 13 months. That's usually
Yeah.
3 to 5 months. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate that.
Sure thing. Yeah. If you need more, you have more questions or want to take action, you know how to reach me. My link.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Thanks, Sonny. Take care.
Thank you.
Wish
Thank you
the
so
best.
much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Alrighty. So look, y'all, we'll just go on a live show, try to point you in the right direction, and ultimately, it's either you might not be eligible, or you are eligible, and you need to take action. Okay, many of y'all are eligible for something, but there's something in your mind that's holding you back, right? I mean, Sonny here earlier said he needs to go visit his family. It sounds like a very painful situation that he needs to go travel. So obviously, he couldn't file it too early for the travel document. But now, for him, 13 months, it's the right time to file a lawsuit. There's no need to wait. Okay, so you might be in a situation where by the time you contact me, it might be a little too early to do something or file a lawsuit. It's okay. Get in contact with us because we'll remind you. Okay, our team will get in contact with you. We have a good system to set due dates just so you don't forget, because just like work, you put a work meeting, you should probably do the same. I'm sure some of y'all put on a calendar happy hour. If you do that, you should put a due date on getting your legal status. Don't forget about it. Okay. Right. So let's see here. We got T Lank. All right. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome.
Hi, mate. How are you? I just had a quick question about my family's returning resident visa application.
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
So they've attended the DS-117 interview and passed successfully the first process of the returning resident visa application. And then they've been told they have 6 months to apply for an SB1 visa, which I've put the application forms in, and they were initially given an interview. Unfortunately, that interview did not work out because of various family reasons, and I let them know straight away we couldn't make that interview. And now we're on a wait list for an interview, and it's fast approaching the 6 months. We've got about 1 month to go. Do you know, is there any means to request that 6 months to be extended so that we don't have to go back and start the whole process again?
When you say 6 months, do you mean 6 months from your parents filing the application, DS-117?
No, they gave us 6 months from the DS-117 approval to where we could have a interview. They gave us a 6 month time period.
Okay.
And they said you have to apply for your
I don't recall. We don't, just to be upfront, we don't help clients with the SB1 or DS-117 in general, but I can share some insights that I believe would be probably accurate. Is that the DS-117 is not so much like an approval. It's just like a step in the process. So they may have acknowledged your application or your parents' application to move the steps along to the interview. So I don't know the consequences of not having the interview in the 6-month time frame. But of course, just keep contacting the consulate, or if they have the online portal. Maybe they use US travel docs. Depending on the region of the world, there's a different website for the interview.
Yeah, so they're in Australia. They're in
Australia.
Australia, and they actually, the DS117, they did attend an interview,
Oh, okay.
and they provided all the supporting documents to give reason why they were out of the country, out of the USA for an extended period of time. And then the consular officer did ask them to provide more information, which we emailed through the next day. And then they said, okay, you're now successful and you can apply for the SB1. It seems like the first step is to, I don't know, even deem if you are eligible for an SB1, and then the SB1, I know nothing's a formality, but it seems to me like the second step is a formality if you've gone through the DS117 process. But I understand not everyone's an expert on everything, and I think
no worries. But yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm looking at the step-by-step here on the state website. Okay, yeah, it seems like just what they do, the officer just make sure you meet the criteria essentially, and then visa interview for the SB1. Now, how long when's the last time your parents have been in America? Just curious. Do you recall?
they were outside the country for 5 years, but the visa consulate officer accepted the reasons why and just needed another he just told us to go back to my children's school and get a documentation letter because one of the children has special needs, and we decided to keep him in that school to end his schooling rather than moving to the United States. And they've accepted all that. It's all been, as far as I understood, ratified.
Okay.
It's just the 6-month window is running out, and the visas are pretty hard to get. I think they only run them 1 day a week in the consulate that I'm going to.
Yeah, and that's you might have researched this. Most people get refused. So I certainly wish you all the best in the presentation of the information. But let us know. Come back to the show and let us know if you don't mind how successful it was. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I must admit it wasn't looking good at the start, but once he got a letter from the school, I have an email saying that, or I have a document from them saying yes, you can apply, and I don't even think they let you apply for the SB1 visa if you're not eligible, is my understanding.
Well, we've had meetings with similar situation, a little bit different, but we do have, of course, since the pandemic, we've got a lot of questions about SB1 and that similar pathway. But also, I remember, y'all gonna think this is wild, but I remember having a strategy session with someone, and we looked up online. This person had conditional resident status, and he or she didn't know to do a next step. Got sent to court, order removed, and somehow this person was able to come back to the country. So you just never know. All right. You never know.
Okay.
But I wish you the best.
Thank you for your time, and you're providing a great service here. And if I need anything,
All right, just hop on in here, okay? All right, wish you the best. Take care. All righty. I'll just drop in some knowledge, even if I don't know that situation as well as maybe others. And, just walking through, if anything, just to confirm information for y'all, okay? And so I really appreciate y'all's time to just join the show. All right, let's see. I got a couple more questions. All right, y'all, I got a hard stop at 10:45, okay? Central Time. Okay, so let me see here. I do see several questions. This is why it's honestly a difficult thing to manage multiple social media platforms. I don't know about y'all if you have different platforms, but really want to respect your questions, try to answer them. as timely as possible. So we got Booker Gunn. Is there any data on whether USCIS hires more officers for this new PIP program? It takes 5 years for Cubans and Nicaraguan programs due to lack of hiring. Oh yeah, I mean, especially when it was the pandemic, I know there was a lot of several hearings about the USCIS director asking for more personnel to be able to hire or funding so that they can hire more people. But most likely, most likely they're not going to intentionally hire more people. So if you're eligible for this marriage parole in place, that's a great thing. But don't expect the parole in place step number one, to be as quick as the main package for the adjustment of status, which is the green card, the residency. Okay, it's really if I could break it down to steps, it's really a two-step process. Hey, I'm in Houston, Texas, so let's just call it the Texas two-step. Okay. All right, so Booker Gun, even if we had the data, I just know the reality of things. They're likely not gonna hire more people. I mean, let's think about it. Even Customs Border Protection needs to hire more people, but has that gone anywhere? Arthur, how long does it take to approximately to get interview after assignment has been applied? Generally, at least 4 years. If you get it earlier, if you apply for assignment and get an interview earlier, come back to the show and let me know. Okay, but I highly doubt it. It's very unfortunate. The USCIS regulations policy manual mentioned that they are supposed to give you interview dates sooner, but they're not mandated. Okay, not in that situation. And unfortunately, when President Trump took over back in 2017, yeah, he flipped the script on that and changed the timing of everything. I think most of y'all are aware of that. Which, really trying not to get political here, but okay, knowing that, yeah, I think you might know how I lean, but I more so just want to say, if you know a U.S. citizen, if they're close enough to you and they lean towards your party, your preference, please ask them to vote. But if you're undocumented, you have residency, do not vote. Some of you know that's obvious, okay? But I just have to put that out there because actually, from time to time, almost every month, we do get inquiries about like, what do I do, John? I accidentally registered. I accidentally voted. Yeah, there are possibilities, but it doesn't make it more difficult. Okay. Let's see. Arthur, you're trying to adjust status during employment as a truck driver. After you get determination of PW, prevailing wage, your employer refused to continue processing. Can you try to process again as construction labor? You could. All right. So in general America, it's open to an extent. The visas are open to extent in terms of immigrant visas based on employment. But it depends if you're eligible for it. Okay, there's something called EB3. Okay, for professionals, for skilled workers. I like to associate skilled workers more so like, let's say if you need a certification to do your job, to keep it as simple as possible, and then unskilled workers. That could be literally any job. Okay, so before you call our office, you want to make sure you have a sponsor ready to go that's committed to the process. So, Arthur, I don't know if your company had an attorney, but I would like to, when we have meetings with your employer, we're technically their client until you're eligible to apply for the 45. But even when we have meetings with the employer client, we make ourselves available to the employee candidate, okay, or the employee. All right, so to share information. But with that being said, when a company has an attorney, immigration attorney, I would suspect they're more likely to stay with the process because they can get educated. We can share more information about the process because if employers just see like a certain step or how much it costs or what they have to do, and there's no context behind that, they might just give up. So if you're not married and you're trying to go through employment sponsorship, we do have videos for them because we know the company's time, HR, they have limited time. So I know this live show is a bit longer than usual. You know, I have long videos, but I do make the other videos for employers very short. Okay. I think like 30 seconds to a minute, like TikTok style without dancing. Okay. So let's see. You're welcome, Raj. Happy to share information. Claire, I think my team spoke with you. We spoke about your case a couple of days ago. I believe Jessica or someone else on my team said that we can't move your case. I don't want to go into like all the details, of course, but happy to email in and I can respond back. Okay. I don't want to go into full detail here in the live show. All right. We respect everyone's client attorney confidentiality, but live show is a great way to get my attention. Okay. For good and bad things. Okay. We're upfront. We want to be, anyways, I'm just blabbering now. Alrighty. So I got to get off. I just wanted to keep sharing answers, but I got to go. All right. If you have more questions, you know what to do, how to contact us. We do have 3 options, okay? Click the link in the description box on YouTube down below or on TikTok. Click my profile picture. Go ahead and follow, okay? Subscribe and click the link below my picture on TikTok. And there's 3 options on how to contact us. Number 1, real quick, if you know you have a pretty good idea you want to hire a team, you only have to pay is this amount to have a pre-qualify session so our team can pre-qualify you, okay? Because there are some people that want us to help them and hire us, but you're not even eligible. We don't want to waste your money, okay? But if you're like not too sure, but you just want legal answers, that's option 2 in the link, okay? You got to pay 3-digit fee though, okay? Now, if you're still like, you want to hire a team, but obviously you want legal answers, that's part of our onboard process. So we save you the consult fee. All right. And option 3, if you're wondering more about like CSPA, other specific topics like the PIP, we have webinars for that outside these platforms. All right. Y'all have a good one. And happy Friday. Have a good weekend. Peace.